Benjamin Röber-Rathay is a student housing and co-living specialist. He's the brand and product development manager at International Campus Group under the brand The FIZZ, with more than 4,500 units in development in Central Europe. Excited about creating new living concepts and driven real estate solutions. The International Campus Group creates residential spaces for students and young professionals to feel at home in like-minded communities. They focus on providing an innovative offer for young people. Their product, The FIZZ, combines modern and efficient living spaces with service elements as well as unique community experiences. The IC portfolio currently comprises approximately 12,000 residential units in operation, construction, or development across Germany, the Netherlands, Austria, the Czech Republic, Hungary, and Poland. Yep. Hi, it's Christine here with another fun episode of the Co-Living Code Show podcast and on YouTube. And this is so much fun because I get to bring you guys in on conversations that I'm lucky enough to have with operators and people in this industry from around the world. These are the developers, the real estate investors, and the operators and the team members of some of the largest co-living concepts in the world. And so today we have Benjamin on, and he is part of a very, very big concept, actually based in Europe. So we're going to go into detail on that. It's part of the IC group, which is the International Campus Group. Yeah. And you guys have total 12,000 units currently under management under that brand.
Under development, not under management. We have currently 4,500 under management. Perfect. In the Netherlands, Germany, and Austria, and is approximately 7,500 under development. That means in construction or in real estate development.
Perfect. And then how many, so for the FIZZ, which is your guys' more co-living brand, how many units do you guys have under the FIZZ?
4,500 approximately under the FIZZ.
And then how many locations does the FIZZ have currently?
We have currently 8 locations in 3 countries.
Perfect. Which 3 countries are those? I know one of them.
It's Germany. Yeah, our focus country is Germany. So we originally started in Germany in 2012 with assets in Bremen and Berlin. And then we spread it out around Germany, the top cities, Frankfurt, yes, Berlin. We have something in Freiburg. We have something in also in Hanover. 2 years ago, we entered Austria with Vienna. And we have a quite large pipeline in the Netherlands with 2 assets running an operation in Amsterdam.
Yes, I know, because I'm staying right across the street from one.
Do you already live in them?
No, there was no openings. Otherwise, I would have. well, that's my next question. Is it specific? Because I'm across the street at the student hotel, which is students and working professionals merged. Is the FIZZ the same? Do you guys open it up to everybody or just students?
Well, the FIZZ as a concept started with student housing. When the student housing trend 5 years ago started in Central Europe under the comparison to the UK and US concepts. But what we observe in the past years is that it's merging more and more, and that more people live the student lifestyle also in the early professional years. And that's why we will open the FIZZ to more co-living brand than just student housing brand. We have assets, for example, in Vienna, where we mixed it a little. We have more than 500 student rooms and approximately 150 rooms for young professionals. We call it just the FIZZ Plus. It's a kind of more better equipped room, a little bit larger, flexible booking period. And that means that more non-students are moving in. Same situation in Frankfurt, where we have an amount of non-students due to the local city situation. But in the core concept, the FIZZ is a student housing from this brand, from its DNA.
But do you guys see it like slowly but surely opening more up?
Yeah, we are opening up. We have a lot of assets in Central Eastern Europe in planning, for example, in Prague, in Budapest, in Poland. And what we observe in the current trend is that it's more and more merging, and we are coming to a solution for urban living for the younger generation, let's say, in a kind of learning and moving period of life.
No, I love that. And again, me living right now, everybody says, well, why would you live at the student hotel? Why would you live with students?
Yeah.
But it's really cool because you have just mix of different energies, right? So it's not student and I think I see things shifting in that direction, and I'm sure the students appreciate it too, right? They don't need to just live with students all the time.
Yeah, and the student is a more diverse group than everybody thinks. We have young students like bachelor students and freshmen in the freshman years. We have senior students doing an MBA or PhDs. We have kind of dual students, partly working, partly studying. So you cannot even say student house is just for a certain specific group. It's also very diverse. And some students are more related to the professional world than to the academic world. And that's why it's merging to a co-living house.
Awesome. And then what are some upcoming projects that you're really, because you guys have so much in the pipeline that you're personally really excited for?
Two exciting ones. One is an opening in Vienna this year in October at Vienna Main Station. This is a quite small house with 200 units, a little bit more mature. So I think it will be exciting for more senior students. Then we have a real big one in Hamburg in 2020. There we have over 700 units in Hamburg-Altona. It's in the city center. And there we have a real co-living situation because we have space for professionals in one building block. We have space for students in another. And we have space for apprentices. And that's why we have really diverse different groups, a lot of retail spaces around, cool fitness studio, cool retail areas, and F&B areas. So this will be a really cool location in Hamburg, opening 2020 in fall 2020.
2020 fall. Okay, right around the corner. And that's where you're located in Hamburg. Right?
Actually, we are located in Munich, but we have at the head office, we have a destination in Hamburg. We have also an office in Berlin. We have an office in Amsterdam. So we are spread it with regional offices across Europe.
How many staff, how many employees for IC?
IC Group?
Yeah.
In total, more than 150, between 150 and 200.
Perfect. And then let's really dive in, because I think we're going to see more and more of this. Last week we had on the show was X Social Communities, which is the co-living brand in the States of PMG, Property Market Groups, which is a huge multi-unit developer in the States. Okay, so they branched off a few years back and they created X Social Communities. And you guys are doing the same exact thing. So what are some tips and tricks, or what are some things that you feel like, make it very successful, because you guys do have this significant property management background with student housing?
Well, I think originally we come from the real estate side as a real estate developer. And that makes the International Campus Group quite specific, because it's covering the whole value chain of real estate management, from investment, development, operation and marketing, as well as property management and asset management. So that makes the organization quite complex. And I think you need to, if you want to be successful, you need to get this value chain managed in the one way. And one solution we found out is to strictly come from the customer understanding and the customer needs, and to provide assets that are valuable for specific customer groups by deep customer understanding. For example, when we build something in Vienna and we know there are a lot of musicians around in the future, and we have cooperations with larger music universities, we will try to implement some kind of music room or music facilities in the building. When we know we have a destination like Hanover or Darmstadt, well, the international engineers are around, then we will try to design this building to their needs. So I think this is something which is really important to understand the general customer needs and the local needs as well at the microsite as well.
I love that. Oh my gosh, that's great. So you guys are building for the actual need. You're not just building some cookie cutter.
That you're a problem solver, that you have a problem solving approach. I think this is important.
And isn't Brookfield a really big investor or partner with you guys for investment?
Yes, they invested in us and believed in us since last summer. And now we are in a situation that we are backed by Brookfield, which gives us the option to scale up, which is also challenging now to bring. It's another thing which is important for co-living operators to think about the scalability of their concepts. Often it's like the concepts can be too small and have a lack of scalability when it comes to larger investments. This is a real important thing. that we need to design also to balance the design to the customer needs as well as the design to the scalability approach. And this is sometimes this is in conflict, but there are also solutions to find workarounds for that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm sure. No, that's super helpful. And then, do you guys always build your concepts from the ground up, or do you guys ever take over existing buildings?
We refurbish buildings. We refurbish ones, or we build from the ground. It depends on the location. The best thing is that we can design as much as possible in the building, but there are also workaround situations, which leads me to another point for modern real estate management, that we need to make real estate a kind of agile project management, because from the past it's quite strict that you set up a building plan or building permissions 3 years up front and then you start operating 3 years later. And this can be a problem in such customer-driven concepts, that you find out your micro situation changes, or a new university comes up, new customer expectations, and so on. So you need a little bit of flexibility and agility in the concept. And but we have to find a solution from space to space or from building to building. A good way is to find a framework concept, that you have general guidelines, what are your mandatories and must-haves, and then you try to figure out what kind of solution you find for the local situation.
Got it. No, that definitely makes sense. And then what, obviously it's students, what type of demographics, like, is it pretty split, male, female? What are the age ranges?
Yeah.
This concept?
Yeah, it's good because our latest satisfaction survey is out, so I know it quite clear. So yeah, from the ages, it's we have 2 groups. I think we have a lot of bachelor and freshman students which are joining. It's clearly depending from location to location. When you go to the smaller classic university cities, you have this study starters, I call them. Then you have locations like Berlin or Vienna, where the people get more mature and international. For example, the guest students and people from abroad. So, for example, in Berlin, the most international house, I think we have 60% international students. In Vienna, we have 150 nations in the building. So it clearly depends from the building to the building and from the university environment. But in general, we attract, or the FIZZ is actually designed to the needs of international students and to the needs of people moving within their country and studying not at the home city, at the home university, because we offer easy access to a secure and quality environment. And I think this is the most attracting thing for our audience, then access to community and access to service. And this attracts more and more internationals and younger students, because the senior students are often in the situation that they find their own solution, own flat, or moving together with others. But we will go for that and build also in the future more mature spaces like Vienna. I mentioned already, like Vienna Main Station, which is more designed to the needs of more senior students.
And then do you guys do events? And if you do events, is it just for the people staying there, or do you open them up to the local community?
Well, this is a good question. We do a lot of events. We have, I think, around 80 events per quarter, I think, something like that. And we try to have our in-house community management. We have a house management, and also what makes us quite specific to the other competitors on the market, we let the customers do the programming of community events. So we have so-called SPMs, a study brand manager, and they are working for us, and they are providing little events like PlayStation nights or movie nights or pizza and beer nights or whatever, or pub crawls, what you can imagine. And then we have, from the International Campus Group, as community management for larger events with cooperation partners. Something cool is upcoming. We are in summer, we have our summer games. It's a event series, like a festival, where students compete against each other in the houses, and then the winner teams gathering together in a house, and there the community meets, and the winner wins an international trip to a location I cannot say now, but it will be very cool. Last year it was Istanbul. So I don't know, maybe this is also something which is exciting for the students. And we try to have these smaller events in the houses and something that gathers the community of all buildings together.
Nice. And then what game do they play? How do they compete to win?
Yeah, they play classic festival games. So I think this is Flunky Ball and these Pong games with stuff, or we have a kind of what is this parkour, fitness parkour, and they have to run around the house and or doing a quiz or be smart and talking a foreign language and guess what language the other people is talking and so on. And then they win, and there's a big party going on with food trucks and festivals and so on. If you want to see it, check out the FIZZ YouTube account. There you can find video footage from the last years. It's fun.
Awesome. No, we definitely need to do that. That sounds like fun. That's great. I love that. Yeah, and you guys make it fun, right? So there's no reason why you can't make living. And then I'm sure it's a great way to get people to interact within the building and make friends. As far as technology, do you guys have like keyless access control in the buildings? Like, do you have any smart home or smart apartment features?
We are improving in that at the moment, and it's challenging to do it. We are currently working with a UK-based booking system, which is an industry standard for the student housing in the recent years. But now we need to improve that, yes, and we are improving our buildings with smart systems, with smart door locks, and it has two sides to provide a lean services and lean operational management, as well as better building management for sustainability reasons, energy consumption, all these issues, building tracking. Yeah, definitely something we go into.
And then you guys use like a regular PMS system? Like, how do you guys do your internal technology, your bookings, your accounting? You guys just
we have this UK-based booking system where with our internal backend system where we do the systems, and we have an online booking system front end side, but this is not so intuitive as it should be. But we are on the way to improve. But it's due to the situation that we cover the whole real estate value chain. It's a little bit tricky. If you're only an operator and have a head lease on a space, then it's a little bit easier. But we need to connect a lot of data in our business, and that makes it quite complex.
Oh yeah, no, you guys have a lot. You definitely have a lot.
Maybe you can help us in the future.
That's what. Yes, that's what we're working on with Kndrd. We'll get there. We'll get there. Perfectly. And then do you guys, so let's see, I would love to hear just some of your favorite parts about being involved in a student accommodation, co-living, or just your excitement for co-living. I know you started a channel on LinkedIn, just uniting everybody. So I would love to hear that.
Oh, well, originally my background is for media and event and public relations business, and I think it was always a little bit fluid and short term, and this is something what excites me about this new real estate driven concept, that you can create something exciting for the people, which is entertaining, which is social, which is creative, but which has a lot of more sustainability in the end, because the building stands and you create this community and things can happen in this community. And this is fun. You have the chance to work with people, to design something for the people, and you work directly on a real basic need of human beings. The need for social interaction, the need for housing. And this is something which is really exciting to create environments with spirits, I would say. Yeah. Awesome. And that's why I like to bring the people together and to bring some kind of new thinking in the real estate industry. And that's why I started this group to gather the people together, to bring some fresh ideas to the industry. Yeah.
No, great. No, and I love it. And that's kind of how we met. You're such a champion for this new industry and of co-living. And I love seeing that for sure. And you've been there because you've been working there for 2 years now, right?
Yeah, I started 2 years ago as a marketing director at International Campus Group. And then I observed that the kind of product management is very important to have to develop this kind of concepts, to bring this customer management approach to the business. And yeah, well, so I've developed now to focus of product and brand management as well as corporate communication. So I cover these three fields for IC.
And then which year did they launch the FIZZ? What year was that again?
Excuse me?
What year did they launch the FIZZ?
2012.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yep. So it's been a little while.
It's been a little while, and then as I arrived, we just started to bring a little bit more, I think, a little more mediality, I would say, or some, because my background is in TV, so to bring pictures and emotions and so on and so on. This is something which is really important, I think, to not only to explain everything in the text, but show visuals. When people are playing pool, show them playing pool, or show what's happening in your house and show the features, not only talk about it.
No, you're right. You bring up such a good point. We haven't talked about that enough. You know, same with on our platform for the directory, we really tell all these co-living concepts, don't just put pictures of bedrooms and kitchens. Yeah. Like that's not what people really buy into and care about. It's the pictures of people interacting and community. So try to put up pictures of people doing things, hanging out. You know, that's what co-living's about, is community. So I love that you said the same thing to them and just said, hey, not just stock photos of a swimming pool. Let's show people actually in the pool having fun. And so that's a great lead into my last question, which is, where do you see the future of co-living as an industry going?
I think the future is, in the short term, I think it will be accepted by the real estate industry as an kind of asset class. And this is which is very important, is to have a business argumentation. And because often people are quite risk averse, I would say, to argue that the risks in the business are not higher than in other asset classes, or better, that you have the cost revenue situation, that you have a stable occupancy situation, and give the investors a comfortable feeling. This is one step. And when this is happened, I think the business can scale up. From the society side, I think the future will be that more and more groups of people will enter this lifestyle. I think there are concepts thinkable for apprentices, for singles, maybe for singles with kids, maybe for senior people. So I think the concept will spread into different directions, and there will different brands emerge addressing the needs of specific target group. But then in the end, at the moment, I think everything is popping up. I think 6 weeks or 8 weeks ago, I started researching some stuff, and I think now the numbers of spaces have doubled or something like that. It's amazing. There will be some concentration in the future in the market, for sure, that some bigger players will emerge and covering some stuff, maybe like in co-working with WeWork and Mindspace and these bigger players, and a lot of smaller ones around in the world. But I think there's enough space for everybody in this great market.
And it's so funny you mentioned Mindspace, because that's where I'm at.
You're sitting in one, right?
Yeah. I'm here at the Amsterdam one in the Techstars program. So we get some action behind me for a change instead of a plain background. But no, you're exactly right. You know, all the larger, you had all the co-working spaces in the world, and then the large players. Do you guys, and that's another question. Are you guys ever going to expand outside of Europe?
Our focus is Central Europe. I think we will cover continental Europe with our concepts. Out of Europe, not in the next 5 years for sure.
Okay, got it. Yeah, and I think you're right. Most of them stay on their continent.
We have a lot of things to do. Please.
Yeah, I know. I figured I'd ask. Well, great, Benjamin. Thank you so much. We'll have all the contact information on the show notes. If you guys want to check out the IC group and the FIZZ, just an incredible concept in Europe. Definitely take a look at what they're doing. They're doing some really cool things. And then, Benjamin's going to be one of the speakers. I think you're doing video though at the Co-Living Hub coming up in 2 weeks, the conference. So you'll be one of the speakers there remotely, but I'll be there at least for sure. So we're excited for that.
Yes, sadly, but yeah. Okay, good luck for your endeavors, Christine, and hope to meet you in Berlin in the next time, if possible.
Yes.
Okay,
Benjamin, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay,
bye.
Thank you so much for checking out today's episode. If you want to learn more about co-living, you could check out my book on Amazon, The Co-Living Code. And of course, if you're looking for the perfect software to power your co-living concept, check out Kndrd.io, Kndrd.io. Thanks.